So let's go ahead and get right to it, beginning with Bernie on the news. Bernie, do you have some news segment information for us? What's happening in the world today, Bernie?
Boy, we do have a lot going on in the world. Not much of it applies to what we do here, but we have some fun things to go over. So this doesn't really apply to cars so much, but it does have to do with wheels and trucks and other fun things like that. So I thought it was appropriate to put in. Well, if you or a family member works at Amazon, you know what? They want you out. Amazon wants you out of their company. Well, actually, they want you to go out and chase your dream of starting your own delivery service company. Now, we do a lot of talking about starting a dream and chasing a dream and starting your own company, and we have resources on that. But here's what they're doing at Amazon to get you out the door to start your own delivery business. They'll give you $10,000 in cash, 3 months of your Amazon pay if you work for Amazon, of course, and your own delivery truck. Oh, that's the motivation to get you out the door and active in our global economy. You know, of course, your number one client is going to be the mothership Amazon, who will, with your help, dominate the home delivery market like never before. But wait, not so fast, says the ghost of Sam Walton. Walmart is stepping up its game to deliver faster than ever. In fact, next day delivery is something they're rolling out, and they're already active in Las Vegas. They're already active in Phoenix, and more cities to be added soon after they evaluate and get their infrastructure in place a little better. It brings to mind that song and that sentence. What is it? I want it all, and I want it now.
I want it all, and I want it now.
That is crazy.
Isn't it?
What the Amazon deal? So, do you not work for Amazon anymore? Is that they're like you're going independent? Is that what it is?
You're going independent of Amazon, but they're giving you all the seed money to start your own business and the truck with, of course, Amazon. I think it's got an Amazon label on it. Could be wrong, but you know they're the number one contractor. They're hiring you immediately to work for them to deliver. So the ultimate goal is to get to 2-day delivery and then ultimately to 1-day delivery, which Walmart is already trying to do.
The Dukes of Hazzard review. This is season 4, episode 16. The episode is titled Shine on Hazzard Moon, written by Bruce Howard, directed by Paul Baxley. So I'm sensing like a crap ton of stunts coming. Or are there? Remember what Jack Gill said? Huh? Right? Original air date, January 15th, 1982. And I had no Amazon here, so I was back to the DVDs to watch this.
Me too.
And I'm going to read you guys 2 summaries of this. One's from the DVD set, and one is from IMDb. So the DVD, and they're slightly different. Let's see which one we like better. The DVD summary says, Boss Hogg has a big moonshine deal cooking, and he makes a big deal of framing Bo and Luke for theft to get Jesse to part with his prized moonshine recipe. So you're not wrong. Totally not wrong, but here's what IMDb says. A determined Boss Hogg, desperately wanting Uncle Jesse's moonshine recipe, makes a demand. Give over the recipe or have Bo and Luke charged with felony theft and the disappearance of funds from the Hazzard County orphanage. What do you guys think? But which one's better, DVD or IMDb? Neither one is wrong. One's more descriptive.
I think the DVD is a little bit closer to the truth.
I'll vote IMDb because it's more dramatic.
Yeah.
I like them both. I did not see this episode. I got the gist of it. I saw it like 2 months ago. So I have a few segments in here. But Corndog, I was really hoping you could just bring it home. Give me every charger, nook, cranny. Go. I just can't wait. Let's have it.
There wasn't much to say.
Great summary. Pretty sure.
Yeah. I mean, do you want the storyline or what? I mean, it's basically just like you read. I mean, it was, Boss Hogg's moonshine is crap, and the guy wants Uncle Jesse's. And so anyways, they typical frame Bo and Luke into something that they didn't do, which was steal money from the orphanage. And so they go back and forth. And of course, end of the day, everything's back to the way it was. And there was not really a whole lot of stunts in this. I mean, there was a couple of jumps, a couple really good jumps. Probably the best one was you know,
Cross.
the cop car, yeah, the cop car and the General Lee jumping head on and just barely passing each other. So then right after that, the General Lee, it slides off to the side, and then Cletus is behind the General Lee, so he jumps. One thing I noticed about this was after the police car lands and then comes sliding up next to the General Lee, you can see the door on the General Lee is actually caved in from a previous stunt.
Like it got hit from the last camera angle shot. Yes.
And so I don't know, as the police car approaches, they show the General Lee and it has a perfect door on it. But from the rear view, as the police car slides up next to it, you could see the door is already caved in from a previous stunt. So that was really about the only thing I saw. There's another thing where...
well, I had a question for you on that particular stunt. So where they're doing the cross, is this the same location where in a different episode the two police cars hit head on and kind of split 90 degrees and both fell down in the ditch? Or is this a different location?
I didn't really look. I'd have to look and just kind of see how the scenery is in the background to be able to really tell. But also, it could be the same spot and they just flip the camera around a different angle and it'll look like a totally different spot.
I did watch this, that now that you say that, I watched this 2 or 3 times, and the camera angle of the cop car coming over is so awesome because the camera is inside the General Lee, which is 90 degrees to the jump. So you're looking out the passenger window at them coming, and jeez mo, it's scary. Like, oh, holy crap, there's a flying car coming. And then in the next scene, when you see the General Lee sitting there with the door all caved in and the police car sliding up next to it, well, the last take they did, that didn't happen. The cop car smashed into it probably. And when you look at it sliding up, there's nobody in the General Lee at all. It's totally empty.
Oh, really?
They took the people out because that he got hit last time. He's going to get hit again. So that was a really awesome scene. But the police car jump, that's one of the best angles ever. Paul Baxley
I meant to
credit for that.
I meant to ask a couple of the stuntmen if they knew who it was who did the stunt. I didn't get a chance to, so I can't help you out on that, on who actually did it. But Jack Gill was, of course, still working with the Dukes at this time, so it was likely he could have been one of them. Yeah.
Bernie, would you like to introduce the audience to our brand new sponsor? And remember, audience, if you support the sponsors, they continue to support us. And I think we really, truly have a good one.
I would. It would be my honor. Guys, here's a word for you. And the word is unpleasant. Unpleasant is a word used to describe the things you'd rather have hired done or push off on the little sister. In fact, the word encapsulates the hatred of a task we try to avoid. Yes, is that true? Yes, it is. They include taking out the trash. They include a million other trivial things that take us away from the now. Junk mail. Don't even get me started. I know. So my mind is geared this way. Maybe yours is too. To be a solution in this world, guys. I get junk mail, and I want to know this. Do the letters that I send make people think that the postal system is not all it could be? Maybe. But there is a light that we can see through the envelope. Get it? There is a company who knows how bad a paper cut on the tongue can be, and they want to be a solution. It's Stamps.com. Our new sponsor, Stamps.com. Rob, what are your thoughts on Stamps.com?
So this is their second foray on this show, and I have been, no fooling, this is not a bit, I have been a customer since they launched with us, and we have used the scale that came with our original Stamps.com deal, not only for measuring for postage, but measuring food. You can measure anything on it. It really works great. It's a scale. So I'm going to go through some interesting things for those of us who like to sell parts online. I'll get to that in a second here. Stamps.com brings all the amazing services of the U.S. Post Office right to your computer. Whether you're a small office sending invoices, an online seller shipping out products, and that's us, or even a warehouse sending thousands of packages a day, Stamps.com can handle it with ease. Simply use your computer to print official U.S. postage 24/7 for any letter, any package, any class of mail, anywhere you want to send it. Once your mail is ready, just hand it to your mail carrier or drop it in a mailbox. It's that simple. This means you don't go inside the post office. That is what we're talking about, especially when you're sending packages. With Stamps.com, you get 5 cents off every first-class stamp and up to 40% off priority mail. So I am now jumping to the Stamps.com website FAQ section, and I'm specifically looking at the shipping and online selling section. All right, Corndog, you ship a lot of parts and you buy a lot of parts, right? You are an expert on shipping stuff. You shipped me something last week, as a matter of fact. Addressed to my car, which was very clever.
Oh, General Robert Lee.
Attention, General Robert Lee. All right. What would you say to this? Now, how do you ship your parts? Do you do priority mail? Do you first class, like the $7.95 one? What do you do?
I use everything. I very rarely use like a flat rate box. Normally, in the body shop business, we've got boxes and boxes and boxes. So I get quite a few boxes from work, and so I try to go the cheapest way normally.
Okay, speaking of the cheapest way, here are the discounts you can get. Up to 14% on all priority mail express shipments, up to 40% on priority mail, up to 28% on first class package service. This is all up our alley. Up to 5% on international. I have shipped international. Up to 40% on package insurance. And when you're shipping like nice stuff, like my taillights, I think were insured when they got shipped. So here's another one for you. Can I import orders from eBay, Amazon, and other data sources? And for a lot of us, we're talking about stuff that we have sold on eBay. Stamps.com can do that. They automatically import orders directly from your shopping cart and marketplace into eBay, Amazon, and Etsy. You can also import your orders from a CSV file, Microsoft Excel, XML, or a whole bunch of other stuff. It's super, super good. And I'm a big fan of this. When I signed up, you're going to tell them about our deal, but I actually opted up for the bigger scale, which you can get there as well. So what's the deal everybody can get?
Right now, our listeners get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale without any long-term commitment. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in KAFS. That's Stamps.com, enter KAFS.
Bernie, is it just me, or is he's in fuego at this one? We've done the call to action for other things, and this one, he smells the deal. He smells the deal.
I'm passionate about this one because I know I've got a bunch of parts here in my shop that I need to sell. Look just right behind me. I've got stuff all day.
4-week trial plus postage. Oh man,
He's been waiting for an opportunity to use something like this. Things are stored up on his shelves that he just wants to mail to people just to see how easy and convenient it is to use Stamps.com. I suspect by the next program, those shelves behind you will be clear, Corndog.
And then he will fill them.
Maybe not.
With something else.
Yeah, because I will sell it and I will use the money to replenish my collection of stuff.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. No problem at all. With a company like Stamps.com, why wouldn't you even try? Why wouldn't you? Thanks, guys. We appreciate you so much.
Absolutely. Everybody, please check him out, support him, enjoy, and welcome back. And I'm just calling the Warren Customs hotline here, so I'll tell you the number. 205-546-9292.
Hello?
Nathan, you're there,
That's
right?
This is me.
Hello, Nathan. You got me, you got Corndog, and you got Bernie. We're all
Hey,
here.
Nathan.
Hey, gang, what's happening?
We're hot and sweaty and thinking of you. What are you up to?
I'm actually sitting here waiting on y'all and watching some Days of Thunder.
Oh, man, that's a good movie. The Top Gun of racing. I thought it might be fun to come on and give people the update of where the car is right now, and also to share, I'm positive this is true, our first actual fail. Like, we tried something, and it just didn't work, and we have to figure out how this works. I haven't told anybody about this. So where do you want to start?
Yeah. Well, I was hoping we wouldn't talk about that. You know?
Oh, well, but that's going to make good radio, so.
I'm actually here at the shop looking at the car right now. So all the interior is pretty much in. I think you've already addressed, told everybody about the heater box. That somebody was nice enough to take it out, take parts out, and put it back in without the parts. So we're waiting on those parts. and we'll yank the heater box back out, put it back together as it's supposed to be. Let's see, today the factory trunk light and all the wiring to it came. Here the other day, the package from Corndog came, which
All
was
right.
to the heater box. Still waiting on all of the mail order parts for the heater box to come in. So what we've done with the upper latch tray is we stripped it all the way down, and it had a little bit of, I guess, like spider web rust is what I've always been told, just a little bit growing in under it. And we sandblasted on that, put it under a polyester primer.
Well, the goal here on
And,
the Hero car, it's chrome. So that's what you were after. You're going to replicate chrome.
It is. And so anyhow, we prepped it, painted it black, done exactly what they told us to do, read the instructions, looked on YouTube, the whole 9 yards, because I've never sprayed any of this stuff before.
Oh, and what he's talking about is ALSA spray chrome. I'm sure you guys have seen this on you. This is the spray applied chrome. Usually you see him like spraying a motorcycle tank or a helmet or something like that, but looks like it should work.
Yeah, it's all in the technique, I believe. That's the only thing I can think of, because they give you a little shape, like the shape of a car, and so I done a test on it, and I mean it was just as soon as you sprayed it on there, chrome. I'm talking looked just like the bumper, matched it up great. So I'm like, we're good to go. I know how to do this. We just spray it on here, and voila, instant chrome. And it didn't happen. It just
It's silver.
nothing happened. Yeah, you spray it on, and it's kind of an aluminum color, I guess, is kind of what you get.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, it slowly starts to turn to chrome, a mirror-like finish. And the mirror-like finish never came. And as of an hour ago, when I walked in there and looked at it, it still hadn't got here. So I've gave up. I'm going to say I've done something wrong. I don't necessarily know what, but no chrome. We have an aluminum tray instead of a chrome tray.
What's interesting is that, so when the test panel that is referring to, you've seen these, you see them all the time at SEMA, especially in a paint booth or a paint manufacturer's area. They'll have these little 3-dimensional shapes in all sorts of different colors. And they look like a like a Pinewood Derby
Slot
car.
car.
Like a
Little
slot car.
car body.
And they'll be all different colors. And that's what they sent with the ALSA kit to spray as your test panel. And he did that, and it worked. And I don't remember if you said this, Nathan, but you lay down the first stuff, like the black goes down first, and doesn't it have to like cure for 2 days or something like that?
So we waited 2 days after I sprayed that black on there. And so it had to be dry. There was no way around it, and everything in it had worked out or gassed off, or all the solvents had worked out of it. I don't know what I did wrong. You could, like I said, you could spray it on the little the shape that they gave you, and that test run went great. And then whenever I actually sprayed it, not so great. So we're going to do the hinges next. And see how that goes. And then the push bar, I got it sanded down today, and so we'll get some primer on it and hopefully get it sprayed in black before the end of the week. And maybe tomorrow get the hood yanked off and the hinges yanked off, and start working on spraying the black in there.
It's gonna look good, and I know that when the ALSA finish didn't turn chrome, you were bummed out. I could hear that in your text messages. But it's because you're such a fan of this. I mean, if anything, the work you've been doing on the interior, like hit a record for us on Instagram as far as just people's interaction. Like, holy Christmas, look at this! It's brown, and you wouldn't think that that's such a big deal, but it's so hard. It took so much effort to get there, and people, not just me, people are seeing this work. So it looks pretty good overall. I mean, you got to be pretty proud. I mean, it looks awesome, and it's almost done.
The interior looks great. I mean, it has turned out awesome. And then I didn't mention too, we've got the power antenna in now.
Yeah.
All that's painted, it's bolted in and finished. So really the biggest holdup now is waiting on the parts for the heater box. And then once I get it rebuilt and put in, then we can completely put the radio, the CB, all of that stuff, and button it up, and the interior will be completely finished. So really, technically, all we like is under the hood, and maybe a front end alignment, raise the front end up a little bit, and you're jumping ditches.
So many things I'm looking forward to seeing, but one of the biggest is the seats. So you had your local upholstery guy do the seats, and we brought all the materials, but he did them there. And what did you say about did you say there was not a single broken spring? And that was shocking to me, because those seats sucked, man. Really bad. Every one of them.
Yeah, I asked, well, what did you have to do to the seat? And he's like, I didn't do anything to the seat. What had happened is the burlap covering on the seat had wore through or wore out. He said it was completely gone. It just rotted away. And then the springs had actually wore through the cushion, kind of like, like a cheese grater kind of effect. Then the seat cover was just sitting on the springs, and the cushion was underneath the springs, in between the springs and the floorboard of the car.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that burlap actually is like more of a support. It kind of ties all the springs together, and without it, because there's also a layer that has little metal wires that connect all the springs together, and once all that gets worn out, it's basically junk. But the springs are still fine, like you said, so that's good.
No, that's going to be great to sit on it and see over the dash even. Without sitting on a phone book. The push bar. So I have push bar WC01. Are you making push bars for sale? The narrow push bar.
They will be. I've got to get all that together. I don't know how I want to do it. If I want to set up my website and do a Shopify thing or something like that through it, or I'm just going to take emails and build them as we go. It's completely welded up, like I said, and the jig, I made a jig off of it so I can pretty much mass produce them from there on out.
Cool. And
but yeah, you've got 01. You've got the first one. The first one of the second version, I guess we'll say.
Yeah, and this is he's not fooling. He really stamped it, and he sent me a picture of it, and it's stamped. The coolest thing, and I'm sure somebody has done this before, but it is the second attempt. It has the kind of the lean forward look, and it only makes sense when you see it. But when you look at it from the side, the back plane of the push bar that's closest to the front end of the car is not vertical up and down. It's actually kind of tipped forward a little bit, bottom to top. The top is more tipped forward than the bottom, and it's just the craziest thing. That one little change makes it look so different, but it looks very different. And if you're totally nerding out and you want an early car like I want, it really finishes it out. It's pretty cool. It looks a lot like the Toyota push bar that we've seen out there so many times. The power antenna, I think we talked about last time, but you painted it. You painted every bit of it, like the surround, the gasket if it's got one. You painted the tip of the antenna. Tip, Bernie, tip. So when the antenna is down, it's just totally buried. It's just orange. It's all orange, and it looks just like those early cars. Those little details just make the best stuff. What was the other thing? The wiper motor. So you're gonna fabricate the cover that goes over the firewall. And
yes,
when I came down to drop the car off, we were looking at this, and that was one of the questions you had. You said, why does that firewall cover in your photos that we're looking at, why is it so large? Because the wiper motor you have there is not that large. And I had no idea. Well, the wiper motor I got on the car is a 3-speed wiper motor, it turns out. But the Hero car had a 2-speed wiper motor, and it's just totally configured differently. And that was why. I think we're going to stick a 2-speed wiper motor in it. I can't remember. I think we are. Yeah.
The little bracket that bolts on the end of it, make sure that you change it too, because it's different. 2-speed to 3-speed.
The one that hooks to
now
the
the
wipers?
bracket.
It's like a little S bracket that bolts onto the end of the motor and goes and connects to the linkage. It's different.
Right.
2-speed and 3-speed are different. I may have one, and then I'll print up an order from stamps.com and send it to you.
That's a damn good idea right there. You can smell the savings from here. Stamps.com, promo code KAFS. Remember, that's a 1-month deal that you can get right there.